इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत हैं पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Thank you, friends, for joining us, and a very, very warm welcome to this afternoon edition, and we call it Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai is a special edition which is presented by Franchise India Group, and the management team of Franchise India, presented by Mr. Gaurav Maurya, the chairman of Franchise India Group, and Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, managing director, Franchise India. So friends, Franchise India typically has been a company which is there in the concept for past 25 years. And we have helped millions of people like yourself to pick up the right business. And a lot of people, when we really meet, we hear from them that, yes, we want to start a business. But again, a lot of people are not able to get a notion that what business should I start? They pick up business, and the most incline and the weightage what they get is towards being franchising business. But friends, by the time we talk, franchising is already $4.7 trillion economy, and it's growing by 5% year on year. So yes, I want to do a business, I want to get into franchising, but what is the right business opportunity for me? It really is a question what I do. And when we meet a lot of people, they're already burned their hands. So we ask them, what business did you enter? So somebody tells us this business and that business. The next question, simple question we ask them, you did not have expertise in doing this business. Why did you enter there? And we only get answers two, which is like the 2 F's we call it. Well, one of my friend was doing it. One of my family member was doing it. They were very successful. And that's the reason I picked up this business, picked up this franchising business. And we place them in the category of the 3rd F, which is becoming a fool. So friends, this is where Franchise India really takes the upper seat and the pilot seat. We don't want anyone to just get lured with any kind of business, because picking up a business is a complete process. Franchise India, once you get registered with us, once you enroll with us, you take a help as a consultant. We help you very strategically to pick up your business with 4 fitments. These 4 fitments are like strategic, operational, market, and financial. So we call it SOMF fit. These 4 fitments are further classified into 25-point evaluations. We sit with you, our senior consultants like Mr. Anand Agarwal, who is heading the entire East region, is one of a very seasoned player and a very senior person, as he calls himself a do-your-own-business specialist. He will sit with you, talk and touch all the 25 points. And if that evaluation score comes out to be less than 20 or 15, I would rather say, we say no. Don't do this business. It is time to re-engineer. Either I change my location, my investment, my brand, my industry, but time to engineer till the time your score becomes more than 20, because that way your risk is reduced. With that, I would also request you all to please participate and be active on this webinar. The Q&A box has been opened now for any and all questions. So we'll go with a formal presentation of the brand and then probably pick up questions. So before I come and invite the founder of this brand, I would like to put the spotlight on Mr. Anand Agarwal to tell us more about what help you really can provide the investors. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarak. Thanks for sharing all the insights about Franchise India and the decision making. I think it's extremely important when we see that about 60% investors who come in are the first timers. They are people who have never done business and they need such kind of advice. So we feel proud that we've been doing for 25 years. That's really make happy to us. So I think today's opportunity is really exciting. It's exciting because of the industry that we are into. It's an F&B industry, food and beverages. Something is a necessity, something we all know that we understand well. And this happens to be, if I talk about franchise industry, this happens to be the largest sector where the most inquiries we get for franchise. So I've been part of this industry and we see every 4 inquiries out of 10 is about food. And most important, the youth who's actually entering for business for the first time, they are all excited about it. And this also happened to be the largest industry. Rather, I would say that the biggest investment spectrum is in this industry. You can see a food business, you can start from a 5 lakh, it can go to about 50 CR. So there's a different spectrum for every investor and different for different markets. So this, and I think reasons what we have seen, the reason we are all positive about this industry is very simple. One, huge disposable income, the growth of middle class. So that the income has grown up. So there's a great disposable income, and the people who are consuming are youth. So where we say it's not about disposable income, rather we say it's a disposable time. So people now meet and do business discussion. They meet with their friends. Is all at the food outlets only. So they become the great hangout place. So that's one primary reason. Secondly, as I mentioned, about 60% of people or population of India is below 35, age of 35.
Right.
So these are the people who are urban, people who are actually going out and eating and spending time. So that is a great population size. Being the largest population in the world, that gives a great target audience to us. And third would be for a lot of entry of international brands. So awareness, globalization has brought in a lot of newer brands to the country. So that's great, gives this an opportunity to experience and try newer brands. And fourth, I would rather put is the most important element which is placed in terms of math. Is like to give our astronomical growth opportunity that we are talking about is the per capita consumption. So if you see globally, and I'm not talking about even US, I'm talking about a country like Thailand or Indonesia, where people actually eat out about 1.5 to twice a day. Compared to that, in India, it is all about 1.5 times or twice a week. So in terms of you put out maths, it's a number can be staggering. So that's an opportunity of this industry we're talking about. So I think considering all these factors, we are really excited, and we today bring opportunity, which is street food, which is something takeaway and QSR format. The beauty of this is a low capex, high ROI, faster return. So that's again within the segment. This is the fastest growing and easily scalable format. So today we have founder Avnish. I think I've been meeting them as a family. I know them for about 12 years, and I've met his father also. He's a 70-year-old business conglomerate from Calcutta, and we have seen the journey, and they have a diverse interest, starting from tea estate to manufacturing to e-commerce and hospitality too. So Avnish, before Avnish start talking about presentation, I'll just introduce Avnish. Avnish has been part of this hospitality industry for about 7 years, and he's running multiple food brands. While we have been introducing Bombay Times today, but he runs multiple food brands, and they have done the backend right. They have created a central kitchen. They have created a supply chain. They have done the trial and error for last 7 years and got their learning. and probably they are one who has actually survived COVID and ability to continue the store which was opened about before COVID also. So that's given a lot of strength that they've seen the bottom too and still able to continue with the business. So that's really exciting. I would like all your friends who have joined us, people who are watching on Facebook, please go through the presentation well, utilize this opportunity to understand from the founders directly, and feel free to put all your queries in the Q&A box given in the bottom of your screen. We will be happy to take all these questions during the live session going on, and we will ask and help you clarify your doubts. Yes, thanks again. Over to Avnish. Avnish, you can take it.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Anand, for the introduction. I'm excited to be here on the call and tell everyone about our brand and about our journey and about ourselves. So let me start with the presentation. So I'll just give you a brief background about our parent company, Newar Group, before I dive into details of Newar Food and Bombay Times. So Newar Group is, we are more than 100-year-old business house, and we have business interests in tea, we have in tea, lighting. We have a partnership in a wealth management company. We also have play areas across India. So we've been there for more than 100 years, and I'm the fourth generation entrepreneur into the business. So I'll just share a slide with you about us. These are all a list of businesses we have. I think we've gone a little ahead. This is about Newar Group. These are all the businesses that we have. Next, I will move into Newar Food, which is why we're here for. So Newar Food, we started about 7 years back. In 2016, we started as in East India, and we have 4 to 5 brands under Newar Food, which is Bombay Times, of course. We have a juice brand called NZ. We have a candy store in Kolkata, which is the biggest candy store. It's called Go Candy. And we also have a brand called Simply Corn, which we were the first in East India again for Simply Corn. We were the first to start different flavors of steamed corn and popcorn. And we have various other smaller brands as well, but I'll just keep it to a major 4 brands. And we have presence in most of the best malls in Kolkata, Bhubaneswar, most of the best sports clubs. We have presence in airports. So this is so we have covered pretty much all of the major locations across Kolkata and Bhubaneswar. So now I would like to share about Bombay Times, about our brand Bombay Times, which is why we're here. So let me talk about how Bombay Times started. So Bombay Times, actually, we were brainstorming with INOX because when you go for movies, you either have a main course item which is like a pasta or a pizza or a burger, or you have a popcorn. So we were just thinking that being in East India, we were thinking that there's no such brand or a menu that gives you that filler item, that early afternoon or early morning snacky kind of a thing. And what best food other than your vada pav, chaat, and pav bhaji. This is something which I think runs in every Indian's blood. Every Indian loves different kinds of chaats like bhel puri and your samosa chaats, your jhal muri. So this is how Bombay Times was created. We started off as QSRs in the movies, and we became strategic partners with PVR and INOX. And then we expanded from movie theaters to food courts, where we expanded our menu, and also to clubs. And we also started Bombay Times with an idea to capture urban India's taste. So Bombay Times, apart from having a chaat, vada pav, pav bhaji, we also have filler items such as falafel and salads. So we address the local and the urban audience. So we have a very big target audience because of our menu. And so that is how Bombay Times started. And the main brand vision of Bombay Times is to provide premium quality products at affordable pricing. which is what the rising middle class is striving for. They want high quality products. They don't want to go to the local street vendors. They want to go to organized players. So this is where we come in. We want to provide premium, high quality products, consistent products at affordable rates, so value for money. And our aim for the brand is to be a leader in the street food category across East India and become a regional powerhouse in East India, because this is where we see a lot of demand for our brand. So about me, I'll just share a few lines about me. I am on the board of directors for my family business, tea. Of course, I'm part of Newar Food. I'm the founder of Newar Food, and I'm part of Cool Kids as well. We run Playters, as I was saying, and I'm also an investor in consumption space into FMCG startups. So I know exactly how FMCG businesses run, and I implement that in my business as well. And apart from that, I've been invited by various business houses like Bharat Chambers of Commerce and Rotary Club to give a talk on the food business, and specifically Bombay Times. So let me start with the brand USPs. In very short, we are the market leader in the organized space in the street food category across East India. As I was saying, we were the first to do this. So we are a market leader, and our samosa chaat and our papri chaat has been rated the best charts in Calcutta consecutively over 3 to 4 years. So we actually have people who plan their movies around our food, and they want to come to the movie and they plan that they will have chaat or up on a counter and then go for the movie. So that's the customer base we have. We also have strategic partners with PVR and INOX for East India. We offer the best locations and the most premium ones from INOX. So we have the option to expand wherever, and they have been putting a lot of money and they have a huge plan to increase multiplexes in tier 2 cities and even metro cities. So we are riding back on their growth story. As I was saying, we have a strong customer base. We are very well known in East India. So in terms of marketing costs, we don't need to really incur marketing costs, because more or less people know our brands, Bombay Times, and people associate Chaat with us, which is a very important thing for us as a brand. And when people think of Chaat, they think of Bombay Times, and they want to have our charts. Then the other USP we have is, as I was mentioning earlier, we have all day long eating options, which is very unique. I mean, you can have anything from a menu any time of the day, and I think that's a big brand USP, because most brands either offer us eating at a specific time, either for lunch, dinner, breakfast, but with us you can have any time of the day. We have a very solid and highly experienced team which helps in menu engineering. We have data on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. We analyze. We know what's working, what is not working, and based on that, we also rework our costs, and we also keep changing our menu also based on festive seasons. Like for example, in Durga Puja and Calcutta, we introduced your jhalmuri, and we also introduced pani puri that time. So we keep having changes in our menu based on the time of the year, season of the year. So that's a big strength for us. But thanks to our team, as I was saying, we have a highly addressable target audience. People from rural, urban, everyone, all households love chaats, vada pav, pav bhaji. It's part of every Indian's blood. And we have a central kitchen as well, which is a big asset for us. So we have locations across East India. So as I was saying, so a lot of stuff is made in a central kitchen for consistency and to control the quality of our brand. So central kitchen helps a lot in also making sure that the turnaround time at the counter level is quite fast, because a lot of things locally are pre-made and then are just arranged in the counter. So central kitchen is a big factor for us. And now I would like to move on to the financial snapshot, which is the most important. So we plan to operate in two models. One is the COCO model, which is the company-owned, company-operated. We have about 10 to 12 of that already. And then we have the franchisee, the franchisee-owned, franchisee-operated. We have two of them. We have one food court in Bhubaneswar under this model, and we have one more coming in Patna in INOX as well. They are opening up. They are opening up a very premium multiplex, I think, with high quality screens and insignia. So we have franchised out one of our outlets there. So just to emphasize, we don't require a big area for most of our for our brand. We require about 100 to 150 square feet, maximum 250 if you're doing a food court. Our initial investment is the figure you're seeing, 5.5 lakhs for high street and 7 lakhs for mall. This primarily for the furniture fittings, the logo making, and also a bit of marketing and payment to the either the mall in terms of maintenance charges, or to landlord to get some of the electrification work done. And of course, the franchise fee, which is set by Franchise India, that's about 4 lakhs. So we're looking at a total investment cost of 9.5 to 11 lakhs on the upper side in total. And the royalty to brand is the royalty to us is as per the standard norm set by Franchise India, about 10% odd. And we've taken a payback period of 13 and 9 months, which I feel we've been a little conservative. I would be confident of breaking it even in within 12 months and 8 months. For most of our big outlets, we have broken even in 8 months, based on the location. So we are very confident that if we get the right location, we have the expertise of the menu, and we have a highly addressable audience, we can break even as fast as 8 to 9 months as well. And so we expand and thrive on the fact that we are an asset light model, which fits today's economic bill, because as interest rates are going up, we want to make sure that to investors and for us, we want to keep the investment as low as possible and break even as quickly as possible, because as an investor into FMCG spaces as well, I look at this as while investing into brands. I like to invest into brands which give me a higher ROE and a low break even point. So as an owner and as a investor, I'm very conscious of the fact that me and my investors benefit from our asset light model. So our rollout plan, as I was saying, we want to be a regional powerhouse in East India. So our target cities, you can see a list of the cities we have named. We have Kolkata, Bhubaneswar, Patna, Ranchi, Guwahati, and even some tier 2 cities like Agartala and Siliguri and Jamshedpur. We feel that here we have a big first mover advantage in East India, because there, as I was saying, there's no such organized player in our category in East India. So we should definitely take advantage of that, of the fact that we can be the first one to expand aggressively and get higher market share in the next couple of years. So ideal partner profile, this is a very important part for me, because I want to look at partners who have the same passion and the same energy as us for the brand and for food. And we also want to look at we also want to make sure the partners have the same vision as us. We are a very quality conscious brand. I believe word of mouth is the best source of marketing for any business, especially for food. So I want to make sure that our partners also agree to the fact that we need to provide high quality food without any compromise, because once our brand name is in jeopardy, it's very difficult for customers to come back to us. So we want to look at partners who have the same passion, who have the same vision, and who are quality conscious as us about the food, and they have the passion to provide the best quality food to their clients as we do. So that is what the ideal partner we're looking at. And I would like to conclude by saying that why invest with us. First of all, we are asset light models. We have a very high ROI. The reason being is that because we do not require a very big area. We do not require very heavy kitchen equipments. We have a very strong team who's very experienced in this area for the past 7 years, and we will handhold our investors before the launch and after the launch. Before the launch, we will handhold everyone in terms of training of the products. We do have brand SOPs, manuals, guidelines that needs to be followed with very specific details. So it will be very easy to follow that, and our products are very simple to make. So and post even we sign the deal, we will make sure that we visit you on a quarterly basis. We will have cluster heads who will audit the outlets and visit. So we will make sure that you grow with us, because your growth depends completely on the way you execute operationally. So we want to make sure you succeed in that. We do have, as I was saying, we have a very strong customer base in Kolkata and Bhubaneswar. So we should take advantage of the fact that over the last 7-8 years, we just have a very set customer base, and we can do that in other cities as well. Our street food, as I was saying, is something which is universally accepted, from the drivers at our house to the owners of businesses. Everyone loves chaats and vada pavs. And lastly, like the central kitchen is a big asset for us. For example, our in-house spices and our chutneys is something which gives our core products that edge. And to make sure that while we expand, we need to maintain the same taste across different outlets. Our central kitchen will play a big role in providing our franchisees with packaging materials, as well as providing in-house spices and chutneys, to make sure that you can make the best and serve the best vada pav that we strive to serve. So I think this is pretty much it from my end. I'm happy to take questions and answers now, and I hope that I could address the USPs of Bombay Times, and I could address address incentives, as why we are looking for partners and why we want to expand this brand.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Avnish. A wonderful presentation about this brand. And we can do stop sharing now. However, we have a lot of questions being raised here, and I also see a lot of brands, a lot of people who have raised their hands. So friends, I will really request you to please use the Q&A box, और इस फॉर्मल प्रेजेंटेशन के बाद we'll start picking questions, and इसको हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों में रखेंगे as I'm getting requests now.
बिल्कुल.
Avnish ji, before we come on the questions, can I please ask you to talk about some operational expenses, some unit economics also?
So in terms of operational, it depends upon the size. If you open up, I would say 80 square feet area, we would require probably two or three manpowers. That would be approximately 40 to 45,000 rupees per month for the manpower. We're looking at a EBITDA margin of at least 20 to 25% at the store level after all expenditure. Our COGS, our cost of goods, it should be around 27 to 28%, and with just two or three manpower, depending upon the size, we're looking at a minimum 20% EBITDA margin over here.
Okay. And how about the rentals? Would you have a sheet there? Do you want to share the working Excel sheet that
I have a sheet. Anand, can you share the Excel sheet? I think the team has the entire workings of the brand. Okay. We can share it. Anand, if you can help me with the sharing of the sheet, we can take our investors through it.
So I think, Saras, we can take up this detailed thing in one-to-one for whosoever sees interest, and we can post the webinar. We can take it up.
Absolutely, we can.
But we have a detailed sheet.
But in general, what kind of sales and when we say high street, what kind of rental you are okay with, and what kind of sales projection you have for the high street, or that say even more?
So we've taken a base of 5 lakhs minimum, and our rental should not go about 20% of the net sales, which is also again on the higher side. So we're looking at a 1 lakh rental on the higher side for high street and malls, and we're looking at a minimum 5 lakh sales, depending on the location. This is a conservative figure. We've started off with even 7-8 lakhs based on locations. Like our location, Bhubaneswar, there's only one mall there, and we are then in the food court. So we started off at 7 to 8 lakhs a month over there. So the sale figures minimum, I would say we can do 5 on a conservative side. On the upper side, we can easily do 7 to 8 based on the location and which city we're looking at. And our average prices are between 100 to 120, 130. That's the average price.
So, Saras, you have any question, or I continue?
Please go ahead, Anandji. You're the expert.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So for the interest of our investor, we'll go a bit deeper to understand the entire format and the working. So what I saw from the presentation, we have 2 formats currently, right? It's high street and mall.
Yeah.
So in case someone is looking to open a bigger cafe space or something, or you want to introduce a couple of your brands in one format itself, is it possible?
Yeah, we can do that, and we've been doing that as well. We can combine expertise across different brands. We can do Bombay Times full-fledged menu, which also includes a lot of Maharashtrian main course items, also includes a lot of some even North Indian main course items. We can combine that with the beverages, which is again a strength area. If we have a bigger area, we can introduce juices, we can introduce our homemade mocktails, we can introduce milkshakes, we can, for the winter, we even do hot tea toddies. So depending on the size we can plan a very expansive menu across our different brand expertise. We can also do steamed corn and healthy sandwiches. So we can combine, and if we have a big area, we can easily arrange and make a nice menu based on the location and based on the region. Because as I was saying, India is a very diverse country, and the taste differs from state to state. So depending on that, we can rework the menu, and of course, from our bouquet of brands, we can combine and we can make a nice extensive menu for our partners.
Great. And secondly, supposedly while Calcutta, you're operating a kitchen outlets, and if I talk about other states of East India, so would you be supplying from Calcutta kitchen, or he has to set up a local kitchen there itself?
So the kitchen, I would say the main sourcing will be of veggies and equipment. We will try and ship the chutneys and the spices, because that's not that lasts for 2-3 days. That we will be supplying from our main base kitchen along with our packaging material. But apart from that, the everyday purchasing needs to be sourced from where our partners are located. Of course, we can help them identifying vendors and also cross-checking prices, what they've been getting and what we are getting, to make sure their costs are maintained. But I think the main items like spices on the vada pav, which we put as a touch, some of that stuff we will be giving from our base kitchen.
Okay. And you are open for master franchise also for different markets?
Of course. We prefer master franchisees, because in terms of management, it becomes easier for us to control a specific region dealing with one person rather than multiple. So we prefer master franchisees of a area.
And I also saw you mentioning the strategic tie-up with INOX PVR.
Yeah.
So are you telling that anywhere where the INOX and PVR is there, your investor can easily get the property there, and they can?
I can tell them. I mean, we have a good equation with INOX, so we can tell them that we want to open up over here, and they will give us preference, because, as you were saying in your slide, a lot of brands in INOX have shut because of COVID, and even INOX is very conscious of having organized players. So they don't want local players into the multiplexes. They want big players. So because of that, we have the advantage of opening up, and we have the comfort with them to tell them we want to open up in the best locations.
So in that case, the assistance from your side would be there, like any investor who's okay to go ahead.
We can definitely help with INOX. We can definitely help with, because we know my team is in touch with the regional heads. We can definitely help get them getting locations with INOX.
So just summing up, what kind of support from the brand side? One, you will be giving the brand, you will be giving the training in the know-how. You will be helping them set up the shop.
Yeah.
And then you will be helping up set up the supply chain, right? 100% supply chain setup would be assisted by the brand.
So we would assist, but the supply chain, depending on where we are, if it's Calcutta, we would do it from we can connect them with our own suppliers, so they can have that arrangement with them. Different cities, we will help them identify the right suppliers. Like as I was saying, based on the pricing, we will help them identify supply based on the pricing they are getting, because we want to make sure the COGS doesn't go too high. So we will help them based on that. And of course, as I was saying, from the central kitchen, whatever we can, like spices, chutneys, papri, we will be giving that from our central kitchen.
Okay, and I'll take some questions from the.
We are there for handholding as well. As I was saying, we are there before and after for handholding. My team is there. We're happy to travel. We're happy to hold repeat training sessions. Make sure that we are consistent in our taste and across regions. So we are there from beginning to end.
So I'll start taking some questions from our investors. First question I get it from Mr. JD. I don't know the location, but he's asking, are we open for FOCO model?
Company owned, company operated.
Franchise owned, company operated. Will you be willing to operate for the investors they have?
I honestly prefer the FOFO model, to be honest.
Okay. And again, he's only asking that, are we looking for Chandigarh? Are we open to enter Chandigarh market through master franchisee?
Yeah, I'm open to that, as long as the investors are confident about the brand there. I'm open to doing that as well.
So there's another question from Mr. Chakravarti, I believe is from Calcutta. It's a very specific question regarding where are your outlets in PVR INOX in Calcutta?
So we are then Quest, we're then Forum, we're then South City, we're then City Center 1, we're then these four, we're there in Forum Food Court, we are there in Forum Food Cart, we are there in RCGC, and we are there in the airport as well.
Okay. So but then wherever PVR INOX is not there, we can tie up and be part of the food court also, right? That's not a.
Yeah, of course. We are part of, as I was saying, we have a present food courts as well in Forum and Calcutta, as well as in Esplanade Mall and in Bhubaneswar as well. So we are there in food courts as well. That's more of extensive menu. So we will help you make the menu as well.
So what kind of operating expenses our investors should consider when he opens up your franchisee for the first 3 months? What kind of
So the
operating
only operating expenditure will be the manpower cost, the rent, the rent and the camp charges by the mall, the conveyance charges, and factor in a bit of wastage. Nothing else. Marketing costs, I would recommend to keep it as low as possible, uh, because they can leverage from our brand presence in East India. And plus, usually when we tie up in malls, they do give us 3-4 months of free marketing. So that I think that should do the job. So in terms of OpEx, the main heads are manpower costs, the cost of goods sold, which I was saying is about 25 to 26%. And we're looking at a store level EBITDA of minimum 20% at store level.
So one question from my side, what's the term of the agreement?
5 years.
5 years? Same for the master franchisee also?
Yeah, 5 years.
So in case we go extreme markets like Bombay or down south in Chennai, still you would be supplying all the condiment sauces from your kitchen, or the master franchisee will have an obligation to put up a central kitchen?
So that depends as well. Like places like South India, we'll have to see how the turnaround time of the items are there as well. If it gets consumed in the day, the chutneys and vada pav, then we'll have to. I mean, the master franchisee will have to set up a kitchen in South India. It depends upon how quickly he needs it. If he needs it once in 2 or 3 days, we can easily ship it from Calcutta. But if he needs it on a daily basis, then we'll have to set it up a central kitchen in South India, because he'll have more outlets over there. So if you have a one or two outlets, I think we can manage from Calcutta. But if he has too many of them, he'll have to open up a kitchen there, or we can have or if he has a food court in that. For example, if he has a food court in a mall in South India, we can help assist him to make these chutneys in that food court kitchen itself. So he won't need a central kitchen as such after that.
Okay.
So it depends upon that.
So there's a question from Simani ji. Simani is asking, what is the shelf life of all the spices, chutneys, and bread that we are talking
What
about?
food? The shelf life should be what?
Spices.
Spices about 6 days, and chutneys
6 years?
6 days.
6 days. Okay.
A chutney is 3 days, and breads and vada pav especially 3 days, 3 to 4 days.
So every 3 days you have to replenish, huh?
I mean, the idea is that it sells out in 3 days, so automatically it should replenish. And spices and vada pav is something which which can last for the week.
So logistics is your headache. Franchisee need not worry about it. You will ensure that materials are there in time.
In terms of what we are responsible for.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms
So
of what
chutneys and spices would be provided by you only, right?
Yeah, and even the packaging material.
So that's
Your plates and your plates and your glasses. If we do beverages, all that will supply to us.
So while we have discussed, just for Mr. Basudji this, he just want to know what are the menu items mainly. What is a hero product?
So we have different kinds of charts. We have papri chaat, samosa chaat, bhel puri, jhalmuri. We have peanut chaat. We have dahi puchka chaat. That's our charts. In vada pav, we have 4 to 5 flavors. Your regular vada pav, your cheese vada pav, your Shezwan vada pav. And we have a bit of westernized Indian vada pav as well, like your salsa vada pav, pesto vada pav. We have pav bhajis, normal pav bhaji, cheese pav bhaji, masala pav bhaji. Then we also have, as I was saying, healthy. We also have sandwiches in our menu. We have about 7 to 8 variations of sandwiches. We also have main course items, like we have some Maharashtrian dishes for our main course for the food courts. We also have stuff like chola bhatura as well for the main course, and we also have a long list of beverages. So we can do beverages from single press juices to we can do cold coffee to milkshakes to even smoothies. And we also have in select outlets based on location, we also have stuff like falafels. And as I was saying, our menu and for the festive season, depending on the location, our menu you will have some festive special items as well. So all of that. But our core items, which is our core item for the brand is vada pav, pav bhaji, chaat, beverages, and even sandwiches. These are 4 core items of a brand which contribute to a chunk of our sales.
And what's the minimum and maximum price like menu?
100 to 150, 100 to 120, and some locations also go up to 150 for the main course, but usually 100 to 120 rupees.
So Basabji, this is it's a value format, and you have extensive range of menu street food, and then it can be customized depending on the locations. So there's one question from anonymous. I think this is Mr. Saha from Mumbai. While most of it seems to be answered. So I think supplies and logistics again is the same thing. You would be supplying from Calcutta, but if required, you are open to put up a central kitchen in Maharashtra market, Mumbai market also, right?
No, I would no, we're not. We won't. The franchisee has to. We won't.
The master franchisee will have the obligation to put.
Yeah.
So you would like to enter newer states through master franchise route. Okay.
Yeah. And as I was saying, if the master franchisee gets a food court, then he won't need a central kitchen, because that kitchen in the food court can be enough to supply to wherever he.
So probably he can open up one outlet and have some space left for the central kitchen supplies, and he can do preparation there.
So you won't get a kitchen out if he has a food court with a kitchen.
Right. So I think most of it seems to be covered. So any further query, we will take a one-to-one post this webinar. So yeah. So I think good interacting of this. I think it was really informative, and I think I can see a lot of inquiries coming in. So excitement is already created. While we have East and beyond East also some inquiries, so we'll take up on the merit of the location that how we are going to support them in supply chain and all. So that's from my side, Saras. Anything you want to add?
Thank you, Mr. Anand. No, you have picked up all the questions which is there, but yeah, I just want to add something, because I have really done some F&B business myself, and I feel that the biggest chunk goes in the assets. But as Mr. Avnish has created this as an asset-light model, which is an advantage. Second, the biggest advantage is the base kitchen, the master kitchen. So it gives a relaxation to a lot of people who are doing F&B business, not to hire high-skilled staff people. That really brings down your operational expenses. And of course, the items and the menu that he's using is absolutely regional and very pocket friendly, because the target would be getting to the masses also, where they can not only get the price factor, but even the best quality with the standard. So F&B industry faces the major problems. One is definitely the standard taste, which Mr. Avnish has taken over by doing a base kitchen. Second, operational expenses of high-skilled staff. That's what my dependency is. Mr. Avnish has addressed that problem also very well. F&B business, my high operational cost, because I need a bigger space to run my outlets. Mr. Avnish has solved that problem because I don't need a bigger space. So friends, very true. Whenever we have to take up a business, it has to be a problem solver. And there is, I guess, no stone unturned which is left by Bombay Times that is not becoming a problem solver. So friends, with that, I would like to come to end of this beautiful session, and also request you, if you have any further questions, we'll be more than happy to answer. Shall you need to Mr. Avnish or his team members, they have just offered their assistance and help, that how they can really help you pick up the right business and answer any and all questions for yourself.
And just to go off that, Mr. Anand has all the details of the financial store-wise unit economics. So we're happy to share that with investors. It's all ready. We can share that, and we're happy to also interact with investors with who are seriously interested in our brand. We are happy to call them to Calcutta, show them our outlets, and also invite them to our office and show them a central kitchen. So happy to do that as well. So looking forward to meeting some high energy investors, and looking forward to scaling up this brand and making it a regional powerhouse.
Absolutely. So friends, as Mr. Avnish just added, Mr. Anand has all the information where we can really help you one-on-one. Please get in touch. Our hotline numbers are 97176 83838. I repeat, 97176 83838 is our hotline number. You can even write to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. feedback@franchiseindia.in is our email address, and we'll be more than happy to give you a one-stop shop solution for any kind of business you're looking for. With that, guys, also, I would request you to fasten your seat belts and probably start booking your seats if you're joined us from different locations, not from Delhi, because the biggest show ever. So the world is coming to Delhi now. So we are organizing yet another series of the biggest show, which is Franchise India Show. Going to happen in the month of July, Pragati Maidan. Book your seats before they go out. This would be one biggest platform where you will see a lot of brands sitting inside and a lot of investors like yourself to explore the best business opportunity that is there. With that, I thank you all who were part of this business opportunity over chai. Have the best day of your life you ever had and enjoy your day. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Avnish. Thank you, Mr. Anand. And all the participants.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.